Every family has their Christmas traditions, and the birds are no exception. Every year, they gather at Mighty Eagle's hideout, or Christmas store.
Suspense is killing us! What's this year's Christmas story about, Uncle Mighty? Please start. The kids have been looking forward to this.
Oh yeah, like you haven't. Everyone had enough sardines?
Yep.
Yeah, let me gather my thoughts. This story is called Santa's Little Helper. There was once a little boy who'd always got very pensive at Christmas, as though there was something he deeply wanted to know. The little boy stared silently, lost in his own thoughts. Not that the kid talked much at the best of times, nor was he so very little. All the boy's friends were busy preparing for Christmas, having a jolly old time. There are parcels to deliver, dead trees to haul around, all manner of joy to be sprinkled about. But all Terrence did was to stare up in the sky and wonder. He was the biggest fan Santa Claus ever had. What a marvelous man. And so Terry had many questions. How on earth did Santa deliver all those gifts in one night? How did he make reindeer fly? Did he feed them cloudberries? Or was the flying just a lie? Terrence wanted to be like his hero. He needed to know more.
How does Santa know if we're naughty? We don't have time for this now. We have all these lights to hang, and Bomb's the one who's being naughty. Stop fidgeting about, will you? Well, maybe if we weren't in such a foul mood, we'd be done by now. Never hang lights with a violent personality. You have to ask someone else about Santa.
So, I'm sorry, dear, I just don't know. All I know is Santa should prepare Christmas dinner for everyone, too. I'm rushed off my feet. If I had any anyways. If you are not going to help, get out. I mean that in the nicest way possible.
I'm sorry, Terry. I'm very busy with all the decorations. You want to be just like Santa? Well, you are big and red. Now you look more Christmassy, too.
Seems no one has time for Terrence's questions.
Talk to you later, okay?
Busy, busy, busy! Poor Terrence. How is he going to be more like Santa now? Who's he gonna ask? Where's he gonna go? Terrence decided to see if the other islanders were busy with Christmas too. So,
this'll be the perfect gift. Careful, boys. This is the difficult bit. We never know what to get him, and he's always so disappointed with our efforts. This time, the king will be ever so pleased. Bird alarm! The big boat one charging from the west! What? Just the one bird? Are you sure? Isn't that enough?
A few painful seconds later.
What is it that you want? You want to ask us questions about what? Let me guess. You're wondering about our giant weapon? The one we are not supposed to have? Just a hunch. You want us to do what?
A few days later, at the other end of the island.
Phew. Everything is finally ready for Christmas. Look how beautiful it all is. Aren't you glad we put in the effort? Well, as long as Christmas is only once a year. Has anyone seen Terrence? Not since he wanted to ask us something a few days ago. I'm afraid I had no time for him. You know how moody he gets around the holidays. It's this obsession with Santa. We better find him.
Terrence's friends looked for him high and looked for him very low.
Terry!
Until...
There's only one place on this island we haven't looked. But bird attack! Bogey's coming in from 3 o'clock. That was 2:30. More than one this time! What have you done with our friend? What? Who? Terry wants to be Santa, the big guy. And what are you doing with a slingshot? Speak! Okay. It all started with our king. He is incredibly hard to shop for. Worse, he doesn't hide his disgust.
I got 12 of these already! No dinner for anyone!
Of course, he says that like he wasn't going to eat all of it anyways. I've been studying you for years, and finally, this Christmas, I unveiled the secret of sling technology. The king would love a powerful new weapon. So you're right, your friend did come here to ask some questions.
I didn't even call anyone Big Bone this time.
When he saw the sling, he was furious at first. Then he told me what he wanted. When I say told, what with the no talking and no hands, that boy sure has some problems. First, he hoisted himself to the sling. Then he gave me exact coordinates to aim for due north. And off he flew, straight over the ocean. What? Off the island? But that's impossible! What was he thinking?
Guys, look at this.
Santa? You don't think none of us gave him the light of day when he asked us questions about Santa? I think he's gonna ask Santa himself.
Isn't that literally a long shot?
There's nothing else for it. We must form a rescue party. Chuck, Stella, and the Blues, you're with me. The rest of you, guard the eggs. If we make careful calculations, we should have nothing to worry about. I'm counting on your rain bomb.
I'll blow myself to smithereens if I miss.
That doesn't exactly comfort me. You do that all the time. Anyway!
One can actually leave the island. Who knew?
I hope the landing is a soft line. Ouch! At this point of an adventure, I believe it is customary to ask, where are we?
Hold on to your feathers, fellas. We certainly aren't on the island anymore. Holy smokes! If this is North Pole, Santa is a warped megalomaniac.
Either that or Bomb's about to blow a fuse right now.
There's a way down off this mountain over here.
If poor Terrence is down there somewhere, you're going to have a heck of a time finding him. Keep your eyes peeled. Look where you're going. You don't want to lose another one. Stay well away from those metal things.
It's not exactly safe here on the sidelines either. Gotcha.
What are you up to now, Chuck?
Up this operative word, looking for a better view.
Any sign of Terrence?
No, just a whole sea of downtrodden creatures. Just look at these poor souls. We're not the only ones stressing over Christmas. Come this way, everyone. We need somewhere shelter to make our plans. At least in here, we have some hope of not being trampled underfoot.
You may have spoken too soon. This is just about the scariest thing I've ever seen. Remind me to never fuss over Christmas ever again.
You're right. We do not want to turn into these people.
Be very still.
Daddy, I want this one for Christmas.
I don't think Santa makes cheap toys like that, darling. Are you alright, Chuck?
Cheap? How dare he?
Should we not look for Terrence?
Terry, where have you been? We've been so worried about you. Are you alright?
In a word, I think he is stuffed.
What? A toy? Who would want to play with our Terry?
Terry's plural.
Did I hit my head too hard coming down or what? Who would do this? And why?
And what do these posters mean? Seeing Terry smile like this frightens me.
It seems the Terrence toys are popular.
And it doesn't stop there. There's Terrence shaving cream. And there's Terrence pillowcases over there. Even Terrence vacuum cleaners. What does sucking up dust have to do with Terrence?
His face is everywhere and on everything.
I don't know. This guy looks kind of sweet. He's just about as talkative as the real Terrence is.
What do you make of all this, Chuck?
I think we're being watched at the other side of this shelf.
See, there he is again. A tiny guy, not much bigger than us. See, running means he's got something to hide.
Chuck, wait up!
Hold it right there, Buster. Stop. He's quicker than the pigs, whatever he is.
Chuck, wait. Perhaps we shouldn't rush into anything.
That Chuck's always in a hurry.
I could go my whole life not seeing an exit like that again. Or traffic like that.
Stop, you midget.
He knows something. I'm sure of that. Why else would he run?
Up here.
What?
We mean you no harm. There you finally are. We've been looking for you everywhere. Your friend Terrence sent us to get you. He's in a lot of trouble. When one of us saw you at the store, he lured you over here.
Creepy, aren't they? What's with the cow and fancy dress?
We had to give Rudolph a city disguise, otherwise he might attract attention. Climb on aboard. Here's our ride to the North Pole.
I always thought he had a red nose.
Oh yeah, he did. Turns out it was a tumor, so we had it removed. On the way over, I'll explain what's going on.
And why exactly did you feel the need to bring that along?
Just in case something goes wrong. It's very lifelike.
It all began some days ago. Your pal Terrence appeared out of nowhere. It is almost as if he fell out of the sky. From what we later learned, Terrence had been wanting to visit the pole for quite some time. One thing's for sure, Santa had never met such an avid fan. From that point on, Terrence was glued to Santa. They did everything together. Not only did Terrence want a tour of the operation, he also wanted to know every detail. What we didn't understand was that Terrence wanted to be just like Santa. Well, with the no hands and no talking, it took us a while to catch up. What happened next truly surprised us all. Santa has been very frustrated with his work lately. Not enough boys and girls believe in him these days. And then those letters, mountains of them, they never stopped coming. It's enough to drive anyone batty. So a few days ago, Santa left. He quite simply walked off the job. He left behind a letter saying that the big round bird is now in charge. He finished his letter with a little bip. What Santa says goes on the North Pole, so we made Terrence our new brave leader. At least he wanted the job. Our publicity department kicked into overdrive. People had to take the new Santa into their hearts. Our beloved new Santa! We flooded the market with merchandise and everyone loved Terrence. He was rounder and redder. No one was more excited than Terrence. He had learned from the master and now he was in charge. For Terrence, this was a dream come true. Until he realized that now he had to deliver all those packages. There's a lot more to being said than saying ho ho ho. There was making the toys, quality control, delivering the toys. Of course Terrence knew that, but to be responsible for everything is a completely different experience. It got so bad that he couldn't even remember how to make the reindeer fly. Sleeping was out of the question because of all the stress. It's enough to drive anyone batty. Terrence told me to find his friends, and that is what we elves have been trying to do. He said that only you can help him. His description of you was a bit shaky, what with no speaking and no hands. All I'm saying is, Santa could have chosen better. Anywho, we've arrived.
There you are, Terrence. Or should I say Santa?
We have missed you, you big goof. Terrence! The beard, it is heavenly.
I'm sorry we didn't pay attention to you before, buddy. Can you forgive us? But we're here now. How can we help?
The sharing of the load begins.
All the candy is now packed. We need 82 of these in yellow. These are way cool.
Why specifically 82?
Because 81 would be too little. Duh.
Try whistling while you work. I've heard that helps.
You'll fly nice and fast for me, won't you?
And wouldn't you know it, soon everything was done.
Last one aboard is a rotten egg.
Better make haste. We've got lots of ground to cover.
When we pull together, we can achieve anything. Ready for some light speed? Woohoo!
Very soon.
Has anyone seen a chimney around here?
There are advantages to aiming for pigs all day.
See, I'm hitting my targets from up here. What's next, Sagittary?
Come Christmas morning.
Take us down, will you? It's nice to be back home, isn't it? What a night. And I used to think that guarding the eggs was a rough job. Speaking of which...
Hurry! Sounds like that ruckus is a big one! Santa Claus?
Take that, you little ham!
Later.
Oh, I was in need of some rest and relaxation. That's all. That's why I've been hiding here on Piggy Island. Little Terrence spoke so beautifully about his home that I just had to come and stay here for a while.
Wait, Terrence spoke?
I had no idea you led such an active life.
And you little piggies are very bad indeed.
I'm full of energy now, ready to make my return. And I suppose my friend Terry has had enough of being Santa. Bless you. Thank you very much. And so all the birds did get to spend Christmas together.
Everybody ready?
Here's the last of the pudding. Gather up.
Merry Christmas, one and all. I think we all learned a lesson or two. What do you say, Terrence? I think we're all glad that nonsense is over. It is a bit strange to get that fixated on a holiday after all.
And they lived happily ever after. The end.
Time for sardines.
Whether my story was true or not, that is for you to decide, as always.
We were in it, so we know that was a fairy tale you were slipping, Mighty.
Are you sure? Perhaps you've just forgotten. How else would Terrence be such a convincing Santa? Merry Christmas.